Welcome to a guided meditation for stress management on Declutter the Mind. Stress is a natural physiological response that has helped our ancestors survive dangerous situations. However, in modern life, our stress response often activates for non life threatening situations like work deadlines, traffic, or daily pressures. And so today's practice will combine mindfulness techniques to help you develop practical tools for managing stress both on and off the cushion. And so let's begin by finding a comfortable seated position, resting your hands in your lap, sitting with your back upright but comfortable, taking in a deep breath in through your nose, filling your lungs completely, and then slowly exhaling through your mouth, releasing any tension you've been carrying. And then gently close your eyes and just bringing your attention to your natural breathing, your body breathing all on its own. You don't need to change anything about the breath here. We're simply noticing the sensation of air moving in and out of the body. And so we can feel the gentle rise and fall of the chest or belly with each inhale and exhale that passes for the next few moments. And as you place your attention on the breath, you might notice that your mind begins to present you with stressful thoughts, work tasks, problems to solve, things you need to remember. And this is completely normal. Stress often manifests as a busy, churning mind. And then whenever you notice these thoughts arising, we simply acknowledge them without judgment, without adding a story to these thoughts, without thinking about the thinking and getting caught up in them. We notice them and we gently guide our attention back to the breath for the next few moments. And if it helps, you can think of your breath as an anchor in the present moment. No matter how intense your stress becomes, your breath is always available to you as a tool for returning to stability. And so let's expand our awareness in this moment to include the body, noticing the points of contact around you, your hands resting in your lap, the feet against the floor, your back against the chair, and maintain this expanded awareness of the breath and body for the next few moments. And whenever a thought arises or we feel the mind has become pulled into another distraction, we gently bring it back to the body and breath. And whenever you notice the mind has wandered, we don't judge ourselves here or become frustrated. This is all part of the practice. We notice it and we simply bring the attention back to the breath. And let's take a moment here in this practice to explore the mental component of stress. And so this might be a little bit challenging, but I encourage you to bring to mind a current source of stress in your life. If it helps, something not too overwhelming and something on your mind lately. So when you bring this to mind, notice what happens in your body when you think about this stressor. Does your breathing change? Do your muscles tense? Does your heart rate increase? We simply observe these reactions without trying to fix them or change them. And instead of getting caught up in the story of this stress, all the what ifs and worst case scenarios, practice viewing it with the same objective awareness that you brought to your breath and body. And if it helps, you can ask yourself, is this stressor something I can take action on right now in this moment? Or is it something that requires action later? Or perhaps no action at all because it's beyond my control? And so, one of the key insights from mindfulness is learning to distinguish between productive problem solving and unproductive worry. Productive thinking leads to action steps, whereas worry tends to loop without resolution. And so, if the stressor requires further action, we acknowledge that and then return our attention to the present moment. If it's something outside of our control, we practice letting it be there without feeding it with additional mental energy. And so let's allow the stressor to fade all on its own. Then gently return your attention to the breath. And just taking a moment to appreciate that even in the midst of thinking about that stress, you remained grounded and in your body and breath. You didn't pause the practice. You didn't end the practice. You're still here. And so that's showing a little progress here. And grounding ourselves is a good skill that we can use throughout the day. Distinguish between productive action and unproductive worry. And stress is often amplified by our resistance to it. And so when we notice ourselves becoming stressed and then judge ourselves for feeling stressed, we create a secondary layer of tension. And so we can also practice accepting that stress is a part of normal life while also taking steps to manage it skillfully. And so, to end this practice, let's spend some time here cultivating a sense of calm that you can carry with you outside of this meditation. And so, with each inhale that passes, imagine drawing in a sense of clarity and calm. And then, with each exhale, release any remaining tension or mental clutter. And if your mind wanders to stressful thoughts, that's okay. Each time you notice, return to your breath. You are strengthening your ability to stay present under pressure. And remembering here that managing stress is a practice, not a perfect skill. Some days will be easier than others. And so, what matters is that you continue to show up and work with whatever arises. Let's just take a moment here to set an intention for how you want to carry this sense of calm and awareness into your day. Maybe you take 3 conscious breaths before checking your phone. Maybe you'll do a brief meditation when you notice tension building. Or you might pause to ask yourself whether your thinking is moving forward towards solutions or just creating more worry. And then when you are ready, gently open your eyes and notice how you feel. Thanks for sitting, and I'll see you next time. Thanks again for taking the time to practice. If you've enjoyed this practice, please be sure to like and subscribe. You can also join and become a member and receive access to courses and more. Head on over to declutterthemind.com for more and download our free iOS and Android app.